The sun is shining and strawberry season is in full swing, so we're going to combine the two today outside of the studio.
We are with Cherie James from Passionate Pear Catering Company. And Cherie, we are making grilled pork chops with strawberries and a whole lot more.
Yes.
So
yes.
What are we going to be marinating these pork chops in?
What we're going to do today is we're going to marinate it in a brandy marinade. So it's just, you can use any alcohol you want. You could use bourbon. You could even use a rum and then change up your fruit. We're using strawberries today.
But it seems like you wanted to use one of those brown liquors.
Yeah, brown liquor, because it'll infuse, good flavor into that pork. And we're doing a pork chop today, a bone-in loin. You can use anything. You could switch it up and do a pork loin, a tenderloin.
Mm-hmm. Now, would this marinade work for another piece of meat, maybe a chicken or a fish?
Absolutely. I probably wouldn't do it with the fish. It would overpower it. You could use it with a chicken. I would probably go with either the brandy or the bourbon. You could also, if you wanted to not do the alcohol, you could use a grape juice, apple juice, change it up like that.
Really?
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
never think to marinate with
Absolutely.
that.
Especially with the pork. So you can either put all your marinade ingredients in the bowl, or you could do it inside the bag, a plastic bag, and then just drop your stuff in there, throw it in the fridge, come back later, and a couple hours later.
Such an easy thing to do.
It's
and
a
it
very
really does
easy thing to do.
make
Yeah,
it so
yeah.
good.
I think so many people don't do it, though. It's one of those things that I end up with the best intentions, and then I just throw a raw piece of chicken on the
It
grill.
sounds so fancy, like I'm going to marinate my chicken.
And brandy.
And brandy.
brandy.
I know, but really it's easy. All right, so then you put the brandy
So
in
all
the
your
bowl.
ingredients are going to go in there, your brown sugar, and we have some hot paprika, and a little nutmeg, and a little bit of Chinese 5-spice. And you're just going to mix that up. And again, if you're putting it in your bag, just put it in your bag, drop your chops or whatever you're putting in there, your tenderloin, and you're done.
Easy
Chinese
enough.
5-spice?
Yeah.
So it's 5 different spices, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it's already a mix. So there's a little clove, a little allspice in there. It's a nice mix.
Well, it
gives it a
sounds
little
like
bit
it.
of a kick.
And then we add it to our meat. How long do you like to marinate your meat for?
With the pork chops, I would say go up to maybe 4 hours max. With a loin, with a tender loin, I wouldn't do more than an hour because it'll start breaking down because it's already a very, very lean meat.
All right, good to know.
So
now
shall we
mix
throw it
that
on
up?
the grill?
Do you want to throw it on the grill now?
I would love to throw it on the grill
so
now.
what we're going to do is I would make sure you clean your grill well, and then you're going to, take a oiled rag and get the grill all set for going. And
Now that seasons it, but it also makes it so nothing sticks, right?
the oil, yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. And I would actually oil your chops at the same time, so we don't get that stick on there.
What kind of oil are you using?
Right now I'm using an olive oil. It's
Okay.
just extra virgin olive oil. And again, I would just pat it dry after you take it out of the marinade, put a little bit of oil on it, and then we'll just drop it on the grill.
Now, why do you pat it dry after you take it out of the marinade?
You want to get the moisture off it so it doesn't stick when you do put it on that
Okay.
hot grill, because this is a very, very hot grill, and you want to get that good sear on there.
I always pour more of it on because I feel like it's gonna. I don't want to lose the flavor.
As
But
a
you're
joke.
right.
Well, you could take your marinade in the end and put it in a pot and boil it down and use that at like your last
Okay.
5 minutes. You could glaze your chops.
Now I know that. Now I
you
will.
put it in a pot and you cook it down to make it a little
Yeah,
thicker?
make it a little thicker. Yeah, and then
Oh,
you could
that's
use it as a
cool.
glaze later on.
I always get
I
nervous.
love learning this stuff.
Well, I always get nervous because for me, I marinate it in, I marinate raw chicken with the marinade, so I don't know what to do with the marinade.
As long
It's
as you
been-
cook it really well. Yeah.
Cook all that
All right.
bacteria.
Yeah,
Okay,
cook it
so
all
we
off.
throw
So then,
those on the grill.
like I said, we oiled it. So now we're just going to throw it on the grill, and you hear that sizzle.
Oh,
It's
love
nice
it. You have to
and
put it
hot.
on a hot grill.
Yeah, a very hot grill. I mean, there's a couple ways. I think you have a temperature on this one, but if you don't, the old 1, 2, 3, or if it's 3, it's medium high. If it's 1 and you can't hold your hand over it, it's very high.
That's I never heard of
And that's
that.
a good tip.
I don't know if you got to have a little caution. See that you do have the temperature gauge there.
Yeah.
Well,
And
you're
now-
gonna leave it there for about a minute, and then you want to turn it to get those beautiful marks on it.
Love it. And then later we're going to make some excellent toppings for it. I see cheese here, I see strawberries and salad.
Yeah.
Can't miss. So
Absolutely.
don't you go
Thanks,
anywhere.
Cherie.
We will be back in a little bit to finish up this dish. But before then,
Some delicious pork chops with Debbie Ash from Passionate Pear Catering Company. Great to be with you, Debbie. Earlier
you.
we were with Cherie, your partner.
Yes.
So we grilled up those pork chops. She showed us how to do that, gave us some great tips, and now we're going to finish up the recipe.
Okay, so now we're going to make a strawberry glaze for the top of the pork chops. And what you do is you cut 2 cups of strawberries. I already started to cut them, but just quarter them.
Okay.
And then
These look like they're fresh.
yeah, these are
fresh
small. They
picked.
are. They're from Meadowbrook Farm in East Long Meadow.
Nothing better, right? Fresh
Yep.
picked strawberries. Okay.
And then you add 1/3 of a cup of strawberry preserves.
Now that's strawberry preserves is different from jam or jelly.
Yes, the preserves, it has more of the pulp of the strawberry, whereas the jelly doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it's a little bit probably better for you, would you say? Maybe.
It's
There's
yummy.
Still sugar in it, right?
Yeah, it's all good. And then we have some balsamic vinegar.
Oh,
And
love it.
a little bit of extra sugar just to give it a nice, thicken it up.
All right.
We just mix this all together.
Now
We're
you obviously want to use balsamic vinegar. You know if they have like a balsamic glaze or
Well,
a
that's
thicker.
essentially what you're making.
Oh, you're
is a
making that? Yep.
glaze. As it sits on the grill top, which we're gonna put it right in this tin foil right here. And you don't want to put, the recipe calls for either on the stovetop or on the grill. If it ended up being a rainy day, you could make this on the stovetop, just put it in a pot and use a little bit extra balsamic.
But still put it in the tin foil.
Nope,
No,
you
don't
can just
put
put
it
it in
right
a stovetop.
My
Yep,
goodness, I
yep.
never would ever think of. I've heard of grilling pineapple, grilling peaches, but
Oh, yeah.
grilled
Isn't that great?
strawberries.
Yep.
Yum.
So then we just make a little packet like such.
Oh, I can help
Yep.
you. Okay, so
And
it's
then
a
we're
little
just
bit like
gonna throw
origami.
it on the grill.
Make you know how they make little
Yeah.
swans. Can we make a little?
Sure,
animal?
go right ahead.
I've never
You
done
know how
it
to do
before,
that?
but what do you think I'm making? Let's see. A bird. Let's
yes.
say. These are the
Some
wings.
type of a bird.
It's gonna fly over to the grill. Do I put it on?
Yes.
Okay.
That looks like a rooster.
Hey,
I think
hi,
it looks
Seth.
most like a rooster. I saw the rooster.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
I thought someone was making leftovers for me.
No, it's gonna be fresh.
Okay, good. And now we're finishing up with the salad. Is that right?
Yep. And so we just have some mixed greens. I'm Italian, so we just dye everything. You know, you just put a little bit of olive oil on it. I didn't bring the rest of the balsamic out.
That's
Oh,
okay.
here it is. Here
That's
it is.
okay. See,
All
we
right.
got-
Little balsamic.
There we go.
That's probably 1/3 of the balsamic to 2/3 olive oil.
Okay.
A little bit of
A little bit of salt.
salt, some ground pepper.
Fresh pepper.
Now I see cheese.
Yes.
That's what I gravitate towards is cheese all the time.
Yeah,
That
right?
goat cheese? It looks
Well,
goat-esque.
this is goat cheese. Now, certainly you could put any kind of cheese that you like.
Oh, I love goat
Um,
cheese.
It's a top 5 cheese
Yep.
for me too, I think.
And you could put strawberries too. I mean, definitely any kind of fresh berry you could add as well.
Well, hey, this looks great. Do you want to bring out the final
Can we toss
product
it
so everyone
up?
can see it?
Sure.
So here we go. A little bit of TV magic. This
Ooh.
looks tremendous.
Debbie, Cherie.
Thanks to
Look at
everybody.
that. Come on in, Cherie. We'll just have you guys together here. Round of applause
Thank you
for
very
this beautiful
much.
dish. Thank you. Can't wait to try it.
And
Oh,
if you
looks
want
so yummy.
this recipe again, all you have to do is head to our website, mymassappeal.com, a little bit later today.
Still to come on